did the pledge unless you all want to be very patriotic. We're good.
I think this part, just put like whatever
Sean?
general bank account is.
Roll call.
Sure. Dan. Here. Nicole.
Here.
Dave. Here. Carolyn.
Here.
Deb.
Here. Any comments? Approval of town board minutes from December 11th.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of December 11th.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes from December 27th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 27th, 2023.
Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right,
Yes.
Plan Commission, Dorothy, you're up.
There's no meeting,
Have you no report?
no report.
Okay. Highway, there's really not much going on at this point. I know Pat's got gravel and salt and everything ready and blades and all that good stuff. So now we'll just wait for the snow tomorrow. So,
The bulk of the snow fence is also up.
yep, that got finished up today, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So. All right, library, Mr. Dan.
Nothing to report for the library. The website, John's just been updating minor items, meeting minutes, whatnot as they come in. That's it.
Buildings and grounds, Carolyn.
We just had a very big party this past weekend at the pavilion. We've not much else we can do at this point. We just have to wait for better weather now.
Garbage, Dave.
The only thing I had is if you all saw in the buyer's guide, the recycling, or tire recycling is at Pankart's Trucking. That'd be the last Saturday of April, I believe. And there are no tractor tires and no truck tires. And the prices are in that buyer's guide of what it's gonna cost. We were responsible for helping last year, I think, with the town of Marshfield, so I don't know who's manning the station, but that's the last Saturday of April.
Okay, policies and procedures, Nicole.
I've been actively updating and making changes to the policies and procedures. This does not mean that they go into effect. They would need to come here to be reviewed and read, but I'm actively reviewing them.
Ordinances.
No
Nicole.
updates.
Okay. Fire department, Laurie.
Since our last meeting, we had 3 EMS calls. You guys need to add one more on there because that one came across after I had this printed up. 1 mutual aid, 1 false alarm, and 1 canceled en route. For the new members, we have a couple candidates to interview yet. Tyson Bloom has completed his 1-year probation. The air compressor has arrived and will be installed on January 15th. And I'd like to thank Top Notch Electrical Service LLC to donate time and talent to get the electrical service ready for the compressor. With your approval, I'd like to apply for the AFG grant this year to replace Tender 1. And our cost share is 5% because we have less than 20,000 population. Firehouse subs grant, that's no cost share, will be filled out for battery operated jaws. Training this month will be on breathers, gear inspection, and 2-minute drills. I'd also like to thank Northside Computer and Cellular for the donation of a laptop to the department. EMS training is to be determined, and community education is National Blood Donor Month. And if you guys turn on the 2nd page, these questions I emailed out to you, and I've gotten no response yet, so I'd like responses to these questions before I can start putting my proposal together.
On the number 1, be no. That just goes into general funds.
Why wouldn't it go back to the fire department to
Because
create?
you have a budget to work off of that we've already approved. It'd be no different than Mavis funds, they get put back into the general funds, because the, town pays for the vehicles to go out, and the labor, and everything else, so,
But wasn't the purpose of this billing to create an income for the fire department?
no,
That was my understanding.
no. No,
Okay.
Donna had actually brought it up and said we had done this years ago, so she was kinda just asking why we quit doing it,
Yes,
so.
I didn't know what the changes were.
Yeah, and I don't remember ever
I don't
seeing
know.
it changed, so it just needs to be continued. And the billing, I think if the fire department brings over the information, John will do the billing. And we are looking for non-residents for question number 3. Because the residents,
So I put an email out to Wisconsin State Fire Chiefs Association. We cannot just bill non-residents on highways, we have to bill everybody.
okay. Where did that change?
There's no option there.
Do you have a copy of that?
I have a list, a whole email trail.
Okay.
How did we do it before, Donna?
On Highway 97,
Mm-hmm.
I believe everybody was billed.
Okay, and then they just turn it into their insurance, or they are
Yes,
forgiven?
no,
Okay.
it all got turned into they turned it in. We billed them direct,
Mm-hmm.
and they handled it with their insurance companies. We
Okay.
didn't- We didn't
Okay.
have to get their information or anything like that.
But we did bill them.
We used to, yes.
Everyone,
Anybody?
everyone,
I just
all
have-
residents also.
Yes, but I don't know off the top of my head if I even remember any of the our residents happen to have an accident over there.
Do we have an ordinance or something that states that that changed?
No,
Or do we don't have, even an ordinance would not do it.
there's an ordinance
It's
for
a
billing,
state
yes.
statute.
But I do not know why the billing stopped, or when it stopped, or who stopped it. I have no idea.
No, I don't either. I don't have.
So I got nothing here for you guys on that one.
I
Yeah.
have, I'll go look for it, but I have.
I know we used to.
Yes, and I had a folder, and inside the folder was the instructions of what each apparatus was charged when it went out, and
Mhm.
then for EMS calls and whatever.
That's what I found, it dated back to 2013.
Yeah, so that I had it way back when, but I don't know what's
And-
happened to it.
It wasn't called out in the fee schedule and ordinances, I was looking at that today, there was nothing.
No, there's nothing.
It was signed by Mrs. Opitz and Kevin Schmidt, who was the chief at the time, and there was one more board member who signed it, I don't remember who it was. I have a copy of that over at my office.
And that's for charging.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I don't know where that would have ever gotten changed. So my thought is we need to continue that. And then, your next question is, does the money collected have to come off of next year's tax levy? No.
John, did you check with Wisconsin Towns Association on that?
I have a request into them, I haven't heard back from them yet.
That'd be no different than,
Then we don't have an answer for that one yet.
That would be new.
Huh?
That would be something new from when I was here.
well, how would that be different than charging for Mavis and getting that money in?
We don't charge for Mavis. We have automatic aid with Stratford,
Mhm.
and we have a contract with Stratford signed, saying if they come to our fires, we have to pay them per manpower and apparatus use.
Mhm.
And we have the same thing going back to them, and that's because we have initial aid with them.
Okay.
When they're
But why
told-
why would you figure that it would come off the tax levy?
That's just what some of the chiefs in the state have said, that it needs to, and I just want clarification to make sure.
Mhm. I
Never
don't
heard it
think
before,
so.
so I don't know. I-
Well, I just want clarification on it to make sure that's not what has to happen.
If you don't want your residents, if they would have an accident or something out on them, or whatever else goes on, you know, you can correct that through ordinance. So if that's what you want to do for your residents, you can do that.
Yeah. Because they're already paying for it once.
Yes.
Right, that's what I said. I wondered if we didn't have.
Well,
some.
we have to have an ordinance, we can always put one in.
Put one in.
I was
Yeah.
thinking we maybe did. That's why I wondered.
She didn't see what the,
Okay,
we can look again.
we can provide it if we need to.
What else you got, Lauren?
I will walk through this with you step by step, so everybody understands it. So engine 10 is down, getting the pump package replaced, and the pump tank valve done. In the process of doing the pump packing, the pump's transmission needs fixing. So, if you look at your pictures that I gave you, let me show you. The first, second, and third pictures show the wear and sludge inside the pump transmission. And your last picture shows the sludge and debris buildup that came out of the transmission.
Put your back out on that one?
And the transmission was 4 quarts over the limit due to all the water that leaked in. So, I asked Seth for an estimate.
Now, which vehicle is this one on?
Engine 10, the one we just sent down.
When you
So-
say we sent it down, did you drive it down there?
Yeah,
Did they come and pick it up?
No, we
Two
drive
of
it
you
down.
drive to Appleton?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Dave Swenson and Rob Bauer took it down. They used my personal vehicle to be the chase vehicle.
Okay, I'll ask more questions, I don't hear that.
Okay. If you look at pump transmission replacement, he has 50 hours built in there, and that's 25 hours to tear the transmission apart and fix it. The total estimate is for $24,217. That's worst case scenario if we have to replace the transmission. So what I'm looking for is approval of the 24,000, because then if we have to go worst case scenario, I don't have to put this off another month waiting to come back like we did with the ladder truck.
What do you have in your budget for this vehicle?
This and the stuff that I was told for ladder 1 that has to come out, my budget is pretty much gone already for 2024.
Hmm.
What happened to your capital outlay?
That was
fine.
taken away from me at the last meeting.
Oh. So we're saying that it probably is going to be $6,750
Potentially,
if they
can
don't
fix it.
find anything else.
If they can fix it.
But if they get in there and find more, then it can go up to 24.
Correct.
Is Red Power the only place that can do this?
Yes, they're the only ones who have a contract to work on Pierce apparatus.
I was told SNR could do this, so why did we not have a quote from SNR?
Because we go to Red Power because they are our supply chain for all of this and to get it fixed. The last time we talked to SNR, they said they couldn't fix
I
it.
called SNR today. I asked if they got, anybody reached out to them from the fire department. They said no. I would like to know why we're not working with Stainless Repair in Marshfield.
There have been some things done incorrectly in the past through them. There's a lot of hard feelings, and we have not felt comfortable.
I'm
going
not
back to
about
them.
feelings, I'm about watching your budget right now. And I feel that if we don't have accurate quotes coming in, and if 2 people can drive to Appleton, but we can't get air from Marshfield that's 5 miles away from last meeting, this is ridiculous. We need to be honest, we need to start looking locally.
I am honest with everything.
Well,
I
And she's on her way.
Starting McMillan first responders up at call
Yeah,
at
this one will come.
110-281 Penny Lane. 110-281 Penny Lane, Tony McMillan. Crossroad is moving.
Nice story.
And this is for an 85-year-old dealing with dementia, wife advising that she can't get home.
Sorry.
Can I bring up one more thing that you people need to look at as a board? If you look at the January through December of '22 budget that we had, engine 10, $30,620.18. Budgeted was $29,000. That was in '22, same vehicle.
What are you gonna do when everything is so old? I mean, are we gonna,
Start thinking
we
about
can't afford to
maybe
buy a new
we
one?
need to consolidate make things better, instead of having 2 tankers, 2 apparatus on the same thing. Think seriously about that. I think we're to the point in this township that one township cannot afford to have one fire department anymore. It's just not feasible. That's why so many townships have gone to using Stratford, Spencer. Hewitt covers how many for their cascade systems? I mean, think about it, folks. It's a lot of money.
I guess that's up to the board.
What
On
does it, what's the
on this
difference?
quote, what was their inkling on this? I mean, what were they leaning towards? The 24,000, or, well, you had told me 4,000 over the phone.
That's because what he told me when he talked to me on the phone. I asked him for the quote, and that's what he came up with. They're just planning for worst case scenario. They're hoping they can just go in and fix it.
So if you go with the 6,000, you may end up.
Then if it's worst case
a month from
scenario,
now
I'll have to come
having the
back and
rest of
ask
it
for the
go.
24.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't.
The pump is an integral part of the transmission. The pump runs off the transmission. In order to fix the pump, they had to tear it apart. Once they got in there, this is what they found, from my understanding. Now, do you bite the bullet right away, or do you put the Band-Aid on it and hope it doesn't?
Well, it's not really a Band-Aid, it's, they go in to check and see what needs to be done, from my understanding, am I
But
right?
then you understand if you.
Then if they go in and check it and they can fix it, then we only have to do the 67.5.
Right.
Mhm.
But if they go in and can't fix it, then we have to do the 24,000 to replace the transmission.
Well, I hate to give them free run of $24,000 just to start off with.
No, well,
Then we're
I
gonna-
think that we ought to approve the 6,750, and then,
Wait and see what happens.
up to the, give them a little leeway, up to that, but we would like to talk about it.
Okay, on this, Lori, it's, you're using 6750, but that's on this quote, this
Yep.
is a quote for the replacement.
No, the top, I had him clarify that for me.
I mean, because, the line items, that's 6750 in labor, and then
So this,
16,000 in parts.
so after I got that quote, I sent back, I will also need an estimate for just doing the repairs, if you could please. His reply was, the repairs would be within the 50 hours, but we cannot quote repair parts since it will take us 24 hours to pull it apart and inspect to find what parts are needed. That is why they did the 50 hours and the replacement as the worst case scenario. If
Okay.
we can repair it, we will, because it will be cheaper for you.
The way that reads, though, it could be, the replacement parts could be anywhere from $0 to $15,500.
Like I said, I requested.
No, I know, I'm not arguing with you, I'm just saying, it could be $50, it could be
Right.
14,000, it could be
Yep.
8,000.
Yep.
It's gonna be kind of
Because
a,
he said he had it built into the 50 hours, which is the 67.5.
Lori, what exactly does engine cam do?
It's our frontline engine, it goes to all car accidents and all house
That's not
fires.
longer, I'm sorry.
It's our frontline engine,
Which means what?
it's our first engine. It's the only engine.
What does it do? Just sit there and
No, it goes out to all cattle fires, all structure fires, any grass fire.
what does it do?
It pumps water and
Okay,
it pumps foam.
okay.
Is
Is that
that
the only
the-
pump truck that you
Is
got?
that the ladder truck?
The ladder truck has a pump on it too, but it
But
doesn't.
that's not this one?
No,
Okay.
that's not that one.
It's
So-
confusing.
Since engine 10's in Appleton right now, or Fremont, do you have a backup engine that you're using right now?
Ladder truck.
You're using the ladder truck?
Yep,
Did we get the bill back from that one yet?
yep, that was, just got sent to me today, I gave it to John, and he printed it out
Good
for,
city bill?
Well, for Romney's bonfire, you used the ladder truck, am I correct?
we used the ladder truck
And not engine cam?
can't remember if it was there or not. Yes, engine 10 was there. Engine 10 was pumping also.
Both of them.
It's two separate operations, George. One can be hand lines off a 10, and if you have a large fire, you wanna get up over the top of the fire with the ladder truck, and you have to.
Well, my thought on that would be if you have a large fire, get a hold of Stratford, Spencer, Vesper showed up.
They are on our Mavis box, and that's what we did. We pulled a Mavis box to get all those departments up here to help us.
Yeah, they're dumping thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into the junk you got across the way there is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
It's not junk. It's the equipment we use to fight our fires and protect our town residents. It's not junk.
I have a question. You have your bill, okay, and this is for the ladder truck, am I
Correct.
correct? How much of that will be insurance and how much?
They already directly billed the insurance company for that portion. I have no idea what that amount is. This is the amount we're responsible for.
Over 17,000?
Yep. They got,
How big your business?
Huh?
the deductible is included in here.
Plus our deductible?
Red Power told me they included the deductible in those costs.
It is included in this, so you got
As far as I'm
77
aware,
million.
yes.
423.
So the
And
total
another
between
10.
those three bills is $18,443.08.
Do that again.
$18,443.08.
Anybody have any more questions for Laura? And what is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommended correction of $6,750 and hope and pray that that's it.
Can we get a second on that?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I have some clarification. So, building on what Dan was saying, so that 6750, my understanding is to tear it apart and put it back together. So, if just the 6750 is approved, I don't know that.
No parts will be approved.
And then they'll have to tear it apart again once we determine it,
Oh.
right?
Well,
Is
if
that
they
what
open
we're
it
like-
up.
Yeah.
Once it's
so
tore apart,
there-
there's no reason to put it back together until we get the parts to
Right.
fix it.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't pay to put something broken back together.
Right.
Right, but I mean, like, if it were me, if I was running a business, I wouldn't want whatever it says, a pump, transmission, I don't know, a fire truck disassembled on my floor. I certainly wouldn't leave it there for free.
Yeah, because that's space you could be making money.
Right, yeah.
Well, then I guess he shouldn't have quoted that.
Well, how about if we make a motion to approve this, whatever that, like I said, amend the motion,
Okay.
to do that and approve up to, do we have money?
No.
No, she doesn't.
No,
She
we
said
don't
We
this
have
is-
money, we have money. We're gonna have to borrow money.
From where? No.
We don't have to borrow money. We have money
From where?
in the general fund. You've got all your taxes that have just been collected.
But we have a budget we have to follow.
I know that, but we're still, and then when it comes to, we're gonna have to do something. You can't just, I mean,
You can't,
up to 20, yeah, I don't know. You've gotta pay for it.
Yeah, the bigger question, yeah, is gonna be, are we gonna fix it or aren't we?
that's pretty much it, yeah.
You know, so if we are gonna fix it, then we should prove up to the full amount and
Yes.
hope for the best. If we're
Yes.
not gonna fix it,
I
Then
still
you have
think,
no engine.
then we,
I still think we should find out what SNR can do.
They're not an authorized Pierce service department.
That's not what I was told.
That's what I've been told in the past, and that's what
Well,
we're
then,
told.
can you do that?
Can I do what?
Can you go ask them, call them, or talk to them?
They'd have to look at it, and it's not here for them to even look at, to
Oh,
come up with an
oh,
estimate for it.
yeah. They're not authorized to do that.
As far as I was told, they are not an authorized Pierce repair place.
I called today, I was told they can do anything that Red Power can do. So
Did you say something about, are they authorized to do the Pierce?
I asked, can you do everything that Red Power can do? Yes, we can.
They can, but they're not a Pierce authorized repair shop.
Which could, it entails what?
It entails that if we take it to S&R, Pierce does not have to warranty those parts.
No, but SNR would,
How old
wouldn't
is the machine? How long are they gonna warranty the parts? It's like taking a Ford to a Dodge dealer. They're going to fix it.
We don't.
they? Gary?
Well, you know, I was gonna say, it's like a new vehicle. If you buy it, I don't care what brand, you've gotta take it into them to get it fixed, but once your warranty is gone, you can take that anywhere, anyone can fix it. And my second question is, does anyone check the fluids on them vehicles?
We check them every month
Well,
And
before
after
court's
every-
over, you should have known.
and after every use.
And that's hard on any vehicle, running them over.
It is. After every time we use them, we do complete brake checks, and once a month we do brake checks on them. But we can't tear into the transmission to see if there's water in there, because when we check the dipstick, it's not gonna have water spots on it. It's gonna have the transmission fluid on it.
It's still, was told you it's too high. And even if you get, it should have showed water,
Right.
because you get water in your oil in your engine,
We'll see it.
it's gonna be milky.
And that's what.
Did you see the
pictures-
picture?
That's what the picture
They don't have
shows.
the pictures.
Oh, you don't
What
have a
did, what
picture.
did we fix in 22 on it?
2022.
If you wanna see the picture, you can see it.
We're getting water in the transmission. Because the pump
I
is
don't
into
remember
the
Red
park
Hand what we
transmission.
fixed on it in 2022.
I mean, that was a lot of money that year too.
Yeah, that was almost 30,000.
Oh, wasn't that when you took out the concrete bunker?
No, it was, you did that before that.
Yeah, I'm the one who did that, yes.
And that was an insurance
It went
claim.
on my driving record that I did it too.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
In the parking lot? That was before
I would
that,
have to
though.
go back and.
That was back in 17, when that
I'd have to go
accident
back
happened.
into our 2022 receipts and find out
Yeah,
what.
I have no idea. John, you don't have your computer to look that up?
No, my computer died.
I would have to go back and check what we spent on in
They
2022.
mean it died. Just the battery, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Like a old
asking.
school paper and pen.
Yeah.
So it's the right thing.
All right, board pleasure, what are we doing here?
You gotta figure out what we're gonna do for your money. That's the problem. Like,
well, it burns your budget.
completely.
And right
And
now,
there's no
getting
place
the
to draw
equipment.
from. There really
Wait a
isn't.
second now.
What?
We're ahead in the finances, but I transferred everything out of that tax account, which we'll talk about later. But at the end of the year, we have 26,000 and change still in the checking account. So there is money there, and you're talking about 24 budget, doesn't have to do with the budget.
Well, actually, yeah, it does, because this is what
Well,
she's,
she's
wants to
saying she's
call it
gonna
out.
burn it, but if you still have one for 2023, it doesn't have to burn it.
Laura,
If-
when we bought engine 10, how much did the fire department donate towards that? 20,
20 or 30,000 towards it, I thought.
that's $30,000 the township didn't have to pay for. A brand new vehicle. The truck was 24 years old.
25.
25?
Yep.
Should have been gone 10 years ago.
What funds were donated?
Fall Fest funds were donated to the purchase of the engine.
So the Fall Fest funds are used to purchase,
Equipment, yes.
yeah,
Yep.
okay, so,
So that's $30,000.
no, I know,
whatever
just,
it was.
well,
Yeah, that's over.
you're donating to yourself.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah, but it's not tax money, so it's free money for the town board.
Yeah, no matter, yeah, but it was going to be that way no matter what. No matter what it's been.
I'm just stating it, okay. Over the last 30 years, we probably donated over $500,000 maybe, I don't know, $400,000 towards buying equipment and things from Fall Fest. That's not taxpayers' money. And you're complaining about $24,000.
I'm not complaining about, I'm not
We're
complaining
just
about.
trying to figure out where to
I'm-
find it.
I'm all for, I think that's great, I think that's an amazing thing, I'm all for it.
Well,
I was just
I don't
simply
think it
saying,
is, but we'll get there.
Okay,
forget it. I was splitting hairs.
so I'm
It's
gonna
not
amend
tough.
it to do it up to.
Well, you do whatever you want to do, you're
Yeah.
amending your motion, so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am. I'm amending my motion to approve up to the, hopefully it isn't that, like I said. But as long as they've got it apart and down there, what have you, and there's already water in the fuel, up to the 24,000.
2,217.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Just the revised maximum,
What's that?
I didn't catch the maximum.
24,217.
Okay, thank you.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote?
Dan,
Aye.
Nicole,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Dave,
Aye.
Carolyn,
aye.
Deb.
Aye. All right, what else you got besides this? Now, our deductible is included in this, is
As far as I,
18,443.
as far as I know, our deductible should be included in
Okay.
that. And those just arrived in my inbox.
And this
today.
is just our share.
Correct.
So how much was that total bill?
33,000 and some odd dollars.
Why didn't they pick up the rest of this as the insurance?
Because some of that stuff was incidentals that were found while fixing the insurance claim.
Okay.
Because once they did the waterway on the ladder, they had to pump test it to make sure the waterway was gonna hold.
Okay, so then, yeah, I
Then
understand
it's
now.
just a chain reaction down from there.
Because I thought there was frozen, something, it frozen, the pump froze or something on that order that screwed that up in the valves and just.
No, just the waterway on the ladder truck goes, the pump test.
All right, all right, Lori, go away. Clerk's report, John.
Yeah, so, let's see, I received 2 open records requests and fulfilled 2 open records requests. And we received 1 sanitary permit that was issued on Old Sugar Bush Lane.
Okay, checks.
Ooh, Deb,
Huh,
on the fire department.
don't ask for more money.
No, you didn't say if it was okay to apply for the FG grant because we have a 5% cost share in that.
And where's that coming from? When is that for? When would they?
2025,
Okay.
because they're a year behind on everything.
And which one of these vehicles are we replacing?
Tender 1,
Which is what?
which is the tanker over there.
GMC.
It's
So
a
there,
stick-
So
is
none
it
of these?
tanker 1 or tanker 2, because there's no tender on the,
We need to change our terminology. They're not tankers, they're tenders.
oh, that's fine, we just don't know.
So
which
it's
one.
it's actually tanker 1. but
So it'd
we
be
need
for next year's budget?
2025, yes.
Yeah.
Because we
Okay.
fill it out now, it gets awarded late in the year, and then the
It's
following.
for
year.
25. Need a motion to approve of the application for an FG grant.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Checks, John?
The checklist is provided for you. The first one is Marshall Insurance Agency check that was issued right away after the meeting last time.
The rest of them are tax refunds,
No, that's, no, oh.
the checks.
No, there, I mean, there's a handful of them in here.
Yeah, payroll right on the top,
Any
Becker appraising.
payroll?
That's the assessor, the first portion of the assessor's bill.
Okay.
What is that for?
The
Assessor,
first portion of the assessor bill, I think the total was,
11,400.
yeah, 17, isn't it, something like that?
yeah, the total is gonna be 17,100.
So this is just the first percentage that you want.
And we're up for reassessment in next year, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he's not gonna do it this year, not in 24,
25.
but in 25, so that'll
Yeah.
be the expensive one we'll have to budget for.
So that means taxes go up, am I correct?
My understanding is that it raises everyone's assessed value, so it should
raise the
kind
taxes,
of,
raise the taxes.
So maybe we can
you know, the
put
mill rate should go down.
mill rate and levy rate on the wage side.
Yeah,
It shouldn't,
It'll
it's
balance.
a lifts every boat kind of situation, so I mean, the water will go higher, but the assessed value for everyone's houses will change and go up likely. But if everyone's is going up and the levy is the same or slightly higher, it should just be,
What are we back at the fire department with the water thing? Or what?
no, it's just an
Why did you watch
analogy we use for,
And I'm hard of hearing, I keep telling you people, and then you mumble. No, now what's the water thing?
it's just an analogy that people use, a rising tide raises all boats.
Okay.
All right,
I've never heard that one.
So did anybody make a motion?
no, that's what we're waiting for.
I'll make a motion to approve checks number 19857 through 198,800, and then the 231203 to 231211.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, then we have budget for actual, this is current, am I correct, John?
So I have two of them in there. I have the one for the end of the calendar year, 2023. And then after that, I have the actual expenditures through today.
That's this
for-
sheet, right?
Yeah, that one does not have any budget, because I
That was the
haven't had,
last sheet.
I haven't had the
This is
occasion to
just,
enter the budget
this
yet,
one.
because it's,
And this is where you probably reset everything that Carolyn was talking about.
Yes, do we need to, did we
We're on the budget part now.
did we approve?
What?
It was seconded, we made a motion to approve when we moved to now the budget. Okay.
We're done with the checks.
I'd like to make a motion for us to return to the printouts of the budgets that we have had in the past. I don't like this profit and loss budget. We're supposed to be a cash, we are supposed to be cash.
She wants the old format, John.
And I like the different format so that we can,
does anyone
It's-
have a sample of it?
Should be on your computer, otherwise I can get you.
I have
one.
some,
Okay.
probably.
So this is the old
The
cash,
old way.
cash versus accrual, or is
No,
that
it's
what we're talking?
not.
No, this is actually a cash budget too.
Okay,
Okay, the profit and loss is just a title that was on
Yeah.
there. So it's budget versus actual, and the other format is also budget versus actual.
But it's the difference
It's just
of
a different format,
format
That's the old one?
yeah,
as the old one.
so. you
It's
just might
much
have to change
easier
some.
to read.
I'm happy to try and recreate, if somebody can provide me a sample,
She's got it.
I've not seen it, but
I have it.
I can try and recreate that.
Or at
for
least
sure.
try for us.
I
I'd
actually- I
appreciate
think
it very much.
I probably still have the actual program. You're making a motion to go back to that?
Yes.
So we need a second.
You're gonna find that easier to work with?
Well,
Both people?
it doesn't matter to me.
I don't
It's up to you.
It's not like more work for me,
Here's
but
what we're talking about.
I'm.
Once you get used to it, John will be.
I think the
I mean-
only thing different that they did, from what I understand, talking to a clerk that's doing that, I did that like a year ago. They added a piece that did the payroll. Before the payroll went in there, but the 941 calculations weren't in there. Now they have a new piece to that, so that happens. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Payroll.
Do we need a motion for this?
Yeah, to change format on this, yeah.
Okay.
And we got your motion, so we need
I'll
a
second
second.
it, I'll second
Okay.
it.
Sorry, John. I really get to, I don't know what it used to look like, so. I
We'll
don't know
see.
either.
I'll do my best and, you know,
It was just a little, this is, the other one was just a little bit easier to follow.
Oh, okay.
That's all
Yep.
it was.
I like making stuff easy to follow, so.
Yep.
Very good.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Was that unanimous? I can see everybody's mouth.
Yeah,
It was.
it passed. Okay, now, let's see, bank reconciliation, Donna.
Okay, sorry. You have that in your packet too. And what I was referring to is reconciliation, checking account balance. After he wrote the one for the insurance and stuff, there was still $26,000 in there.
Okay, I have a question before you get too far on that. On your reconciliation, on my papers here, you show the 90,000 of checks, right?
And
That was in December, at the regular December meeting. Okay,
balance, it checks and whatever, yes, and then there was some.
and then, on the 27th, we also wrote checks out for 50,000.
For 50,000 for what?
December 27th, we wrote,
Oh, a total of 50,000.
no. We had $90,000 in checks on December 8th, I think it was, when our regular board meeting. And that 90,000 shows up here, okay? On your financial
I
statement.
thought one was,
No, but the $50,000 one does not.
I don't have that, I did not bring that with me.
So I don't know,
I can't answer that, I didn't bring all that stuff with me.
because you got the outstanding checks and the deposits, and those, I don't know what your outstanding checks were, but we should have minus
36,000.
another $50,000 off of there.
36,000 is outstanding.
Right,
And we put 30,000 in there, so we had 120,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, and then the 90,000 came from the regular board meeting.
You know, that's the amount of checks that were cashed in December.
No, it was. Let me find my paper.
Cash, checks cashed.
Checks and ACH is cash, that one.
Do you need the December 27th packet? Is that what you need, or are you looking for?
No, I want the one before that.
I have that one, if you need
Okay.
it.
Thought I had thrown it in here, but.
December 11th?
Mhm.
This one.
Yeah.
Don't mind my chicken
I
scratch.
don't have that. What's the total?
Where are they?
She's right, it is chicken scratching.
I know, it's all, yes, covered in
Yeah,
all.
this one, that was more central on levels, and then we got, these are the 30,000 through that one, but there was one for 90,000 after that.
I don't know what that was then.
I know, I was just looking at it.
Here's the 27th. I don't know if that helps you.
No, that one I got right here.
That one and the
That one
11th.
is 50,000.
And one was 30, right?
No, there's another one.
I'm guessing. Was it 27?
This is- That was one before.
You need November? I can grab
That was
November's.
88, right? Or no, November's.
Oh, I don't know, I have to go grab, this is December's. This is
And that one's 50, that's what I got right here. But I thought there were, and you don't have your computer, John.
I have
It is
the
November.
December
Here.
packet pulled up on my phone.
November's or December?
For the regular board meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you got for
So
I don't know.
the December 11th packet.
Okay. What do we have for checks that time? That's the one.
So the checks are
$30,000. Okay,
30.
so 50 and 30 is 80. Where'd the 90,000 come from?
Well, that's the ACH.
That's the amount of checks and ACHs that were.
The ACH,
But
is
that's
that
all
one through?
included on here too, on your totals, isn't it?
The ACHs.
Yeah. Aren't they included on here?
I think
I
those
don't
are-
understand the question.
For your electronic? Those
Those
are
are,
treasury and
yes, those are on
they're on here.
On that bill.
the checks. The
So-
checks that were written in December are the 30 and the 50.
The 50.
The
but
check.
you've
The
got-
90 is the checks and the ACHs that were cleared against the bank in December.
Okay,
It
that's
was
what I was
cash.
asking this afternoon,
Oh,
because I called them.
Okay, so back to it. Okay, we'll verify that, those
Those
numbers again,
numbers, yeah.
but I believe they are accurate. We still had 26,000 left in the bank,
Mhm.
in the checking account. We need a little bit when you start the first of the year, but January 1, we get
You already got the 512.
transportation aids, so we do have money to work with,
Mhm.
is my point. So we still have 26,000 in there, okay. So that's how the checking account went. And then the other balances down below, you can see, the first, the earmarked monies was 308, 245.28.
Mhm.
I cleaned out that tax account, so we could start the new year for tax collections. That is where the 364, 249.04 new money market is. So, in there is there was a 308, just one moment.
And that was that's new money market at 4%, did you say?
Yes, yes. So, I put the 308, 245 and change from 22. I put the 16,316.72 interest in there. And the 4,049 from the first checks that were written,
Okay,
remember those?
yep.
So that was 328,612.06. And so we put an extra $35,637.34 left over in the 23's budget I put in there too, because that was still money in the tax account. If you remember correctly, we only moved because the tax account is a money account, is a money market. So when we need money to pay the bills, that's what we do every month. We transfer enough to make sure he has enough, that the bills are all covered, and then also enough to do like the payroll, the
Right,
balance of the year. We don't take any more out than we need to because it gets good interest. We got over 16,000 in that account. That's why those taxes stay there, right in that money market. So there was like 35,000 to change that was still part of your budget that never got pulled out and put in the tax, into the regular general checking account because we didn't need it. So I moved it right in. I cleaned that account out. That's what you wanted. I cleaned that account out and it went right into that new money market. That's why it's bigger than it should have been. There was a little.
and now it's in a totally separate account.
Correct. It's all
Okay.
marked for highway.
Okay.
And it's 364, 249 and 4 cents. Now that's making money for you already. When they cleaned it out, I think it was like the 27th that I went down and cleaned it out. So it's already made some money. Because,
We may have voted differently last month, had we known that, I guess.
well, we would have, but we didn't know at that point what we were
Voted
gonna
differently
need.
on what?
Oh, I'm just, on the funds that they use, the fall fest funds that's meant,
Mhm.
you know, instead of their money to earmark.
The capital outlay.
per capital.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay,
Well, repairs aren't capital outlay either.
Well, but that's what what was, it was
It was- it
for,
wasn't-
that
it was
was
for the
their
air compressor.
capital, that was the
It was for the
plan
air-
for 24. It was the capital outlay, right?
correct. Okay, so then,
Yeah.
by December, I'm hoping, I'm still collecting for the end of December. If anything's postmarked, I got the mail today, there was nothing postmarked, but every once in a while, we do get some late postmarks for December yet. But so far, I have collected $1,688,353.31. That's what we've collected so far in those taxes. About 3.5 million is what the full tax roll is, but we've collected quite a bit. In that account at the end of December was, on your slip, it shows 500 and something. That's because I collected, with the holidays, you can't get it in there. So that's why it only shows 512,000, you see that?
Yeah.
But the rest of it's there. Now that you understand that, and that's about just a hair under half of all of the taxes, we have to settle on the 15th.
Oh.
January's the first settlement, the next settlement is February, for the stuff that I collect in January. So I need to request 6 checks.
I knew that was coming.
I'm sorry. But we get it in there enough so we get at least some interest on that at this point. So, I need 6 checks to pay 2 technical schools,
Okay.
3 of the regular schools, and 1 for the county. So on Wednesday, John and I will go over all this stuff and enter it into the computer for the county and mail the checks. We must be settled by the 15th.
What are the 2 tech schools? One's Marshville and one's...
Mid-State and North Central.
Oh, that's one I couldn't think of. Yeah.
So then the check
Net.
numbers will start with 19,881.
Is that correct, John? 19,881.
Well, yeah, because it's not a payroll week.
And do you know the dollar amounts?
Oh, no,
No,
they don't
they
know
don't have
until
that.
we can close December's, which I think it'll be this number that I gave you.
Okay,
And then we'll figure out, last year it was like 47%, I think we're pretty close to that again.
okay.
And
But it's
then-
gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, there's
Right.
nothing we can do differently, we have to pay it out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's no discussion on this one.
I know, but it was just kind of nice to know, like, this is what
Yeah.
to anticipate.
yeah,
What we do need is a motion to approve 6 checks
I'll make
for
the
settlement.
motion. And we-
so the 47% is a 47% for, kinda like for everybody, which includes us. What's ours, 540, so we'd get what would be really actually ours to work with, is half of that.
I'll make a motion for the addition of 6 checks, 3 to the schools, 2 to the technical colleges, and 1 to the county.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, a couple other things. The 24904 that went into the new money market. The signatures on that are John and myself for, being able to control that. No, we can transfer money into that, but we can't put actual cash into it or take it out. We can roll it when we're ready to roll it. That's the rules on that.
Okay.
So that you know. If you wish to have another signature on that, you guys need to make that decision and decide that. Otherwise, John and ours are on there for the town.
And you have to go according to, you're gonna bring it to the board anyway, so
Yeah. So are you good with that?
I'm fine.
You guys are all fine? Okay, well then we'll just leave that alone. Okay, and then,
Don't ride in the same vehicle together, though.
no, I'm not getting that speeding car, no. Okay, that was, interest on that, on the tax account for the whole year was 16,316.72, except for the last couple of days. Once I moved it, we had a couple of days of interest, that would remain in there. Okay, then on the The checking account, we did have. Okay, on the ARPA monies, just so you know, for the full year, that one also, we put in, John and I put into a money market. $5,823.01. That's the interest that you made on that account, where before we weren't really getting anything. So that's the money market on that. We made almost 6,000 on that one. That's that ARPA. Okay, then that
We'll
one's
be leaving this summer.
okay, where the fire department nor the parks department can go into a money market, it's not enough. So that one only gets the 0.2%, so they only made $125 on interest, and the parks made $31.87. Nothing, so it really pays to get into those.
So what do we need to transfer other than the cost of the compressor? That has to come out of there.
That
The
comes
cost,
out of the bulk gas funds, and that does not get transferred until I get the bill.
Okay.
yeah,
Along with the extrication equipment, that money should not have been transferred until I got the bill, and I do not have the bill for it yet.
we don't have that one moved either, that was 7,000 and change, right?
According to this, you do, because that total's supposed to be like 80.
But no, that 80,000 that you had, then
We took the
in December, we
20,000
took
that
the
you owed for fall.
29,000 for Fall Fest. That's what got
The Fall
transferred.
Fest expenses had to be transferred out of there.
Yes, and the other money
Oh,
said that.
no, my mistake. You were
No,
correct.
it was moved.
Yeah,
$8,794.
That
Oh,
shouldn't have been
in
moved
December?
out until I get the bill.
It was moved on December 13th, pursuant to the minutes from the December 11th meeting.
So it's already,
It's already been moved.
So has that dollar amount been ear tagged for extrication equipment in the general account?
I mean,
Well, it'll be, it got put into the account for 2024.
It got put in for 2023, because that's when we did that.
here it is, I'm sorry, yes, it right there. There it is.
It came out of when, in December?
Correct.
December.
So it came out of fund for 2023, and I do not have the bill for that yet. So that 8794 needs to be earmarked for the extrication equipment and not spent on
And
anything
there's
else.
26,000 in there from
Yeah, there's
2023
plenty.
yet, so.
Right.
It's just we can't pay for the fire truck then.
Debbie, well, and as far as the balance of the, so that went in there, so it's about 20,000 that was held over from last year. You're gonna put it on roads anyway, right?
Yep.
So just leave it alone. Okay. So everybody's okay with that? Just leave it where it is?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's what we're doing. I don't think I have anything.
So we really don't have to make a motion to make any transfers, am I
No.
correct?
No,
Unless you
not
guys
this
need
time.
something in checking.
no, just know that there will be a transfer that will be necessary to fund the
Right.
checks for the sub. Otherwise, we have sufficient money for checking the account.
Yeah. Thank God for 2024.
Yes.
So, number 9 is done then. Okay,
Any other questions on that, anything?
no, you're done now. All right, we have race grant out for roads. And I think you can see the back page of your packet. Kind of lists the specs on all of that. And I would like, board's permission to apply for them. Doesn't mean you have to take them. Minimum is $1 million.
Do we have to call which roads we want it for?
Well, yeah, it'd be a really, really good idea, considering that way we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But my question is, St. Joseph, we got a mile on St. Joe's.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would hit a mile, or hit $1 million. I don't know. I'm guessing it
If we
would.
put a bike path and made it wide and bought the land.
Oh, yeah. A walking, jogging,
Yes.
anything.
I say, Man Road.
Well, Man Road we're doing this year.
I know, I just had to say it, so it's funny.
Gee, thanks, Becca.
Man Road, thank you.
Yeah, why isn't St. Joseph's wider?
Costs money.
Well, it costs money to accumulate the land, for one thing.
I thought they wouldn't have put paved in how many years ago it was supposed to be a bike path.
Yeah, well,
There
they,
was,
Right.
it must be that center line.
The bike path was supposed to go down the railroad.
but anyway, I was thinking, St. Joe's, in Lincoln.
Yeah. Yeah, Abe Lincoln is terrible.
Yeah, so those are two. But I think we can apply up to what, 3 grants?
Yeah, I think
How
so.
long is that, Quinn or whatever?
Quin-
Quinn or?
Quincy,
Quincy.
that's gravel, isn't it?
No,
See, that one's
Chip
just,
seal?
chip seal.
I don't think these will qualify for that.
What is that one off
What
of,
about your
off of Man? that goes
I don't
in
want
front
to
of
talk
Mount
about
Moses place? That's Lincoln.
And that wouldn't, I don't think that would qualify. Abe Lincoln is the one I was just talking about.
Oh.
So Abe Lincoln, and then I thought St. Joe's.
Yeah, St. Joseph's
It's,
is in the next couple of years, I mean, in the next
well, this
5
wouldn't
years.
be until 2025, actually.
Yeah, but another 5 years, it's gonna be in rough shape.
Yeah. So, and it's a 80-20, so, and, or possibly up to 100% federally funded. So, I mean, there's kind of some glitches in there.
Yep.
But I think it's definitely worthwhile applying for.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to apply for the raise 2024 federal DOT grant.
What, I have one more question. What about, we talked about, back in July, we talked about Lincoln, Marsh Lane, Sugar Bush, Quincy, Schroyer Creek, and Zig.
What we're gonna be looking for is something that's gonna cost us $1 million, because
Oh.
we need a minimum of $1 million for each one of these.
For each one?
Yeah.
Got it.
Where is Stott and Galvin?
They're still out there, we haven't heard anything yet,
Yeah.
so,
And you can't double dip.
nope. I'd
What
like
about
to.
Drake?
We could try.
Drake, that's that AFG grant, that
That's on
hasn't,
that one too, okay.
that one hasn't come out yet, that grant. I don't know if we're gonna wanna do that anyway. That one's gonna be a stickler, because if you do that AFG grant on that road, you cannot post it. And that is good, I talked to Pat about that, and he says that is gonna be a freeway. So I don't know if we wanna
Oh,
do that, because we're gonna get nailed with all the maintenance on it, so.
any north-south traffic is gonna be there, or Scott or Galvin,
Mhm.
they all go to see.
But if you have it not posted,
I understand.
so that could be the mess, so we'll see. But anyway, I need a second on that motion,
I'll second it.
okay? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we are done.
Relatively painless. Painless tonight. I like that. Oh,
Fire department is telling us.
I didn't know that was gonna be as we.
Right, but I know that it's like if I had your that
Do the drawing, you wanna come Wednesday evening at 11.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right.